So Nadia ma'am is sharing her solution with us for the first program. So those who have got your solutions, feel free to share it on the screen. I'll make you one of the co-hosts so that we will get to know about different ways of solving a particular question. If we make any mistakes also, we can learn from that. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a get input as a tuple, ma'am. There you have mentioned you have to push the element as tuple.
Yes. So the element of the stack is a tuple here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, book number and book name. So you're putting it as a tuple in book. Okay, ma'am.
Then I have uploaded, pushed into stack, ma'am. I use append function, ma'am.
Okay.
Then in the choice too, first I checked whether the stack is empty or full. To pop the element.
Okay.
That's why I added this if condition, ma'am.
That's fine. The main segment is absolutely fine, ma'am. Perfect.
Shall I execute, ma'am?
This is all done in.
This is all.
Oh, so you are not doing that in function, isn't it, ma'am? You are doing all in main segment.
Yes,
the whole process is done in the main segment. Yes, ma'am. Please execute the program.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I forget to implement that function concept. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, that's okay.
Asking choice, ma'am. Oh, sorry. Another program is executed. Sorry.
Run the program. Go to run. Oh.
All the programs and
you have done it in the same file. Okay, you could have done that in a different file.
Yes, ma'am.
That's okay. You comment it now. But when we demonstrate to the students, we will have it as separate programs.
Yes, ma'am. Enter the book number, ma'am. File.
Once more push function. Once more push operation.
Yes, ma'am. Enter the number, ma'am. Book name, ma'am.
That's fine. So list of tuples you are creating. Yes, that's absolutely fine.
And pop operation, ma'am.
Okay.
After pop, it is showing.
Once more pop.
Empty.
Okay, now our stack is empty. Beautiful. And again pop. Now we are trying to pop from an empty stack. It has to show underflow condition. Very good. That's it. So the only thing here is, just go back to your program, ma'am. The only thing here is, it should have been done in a function.
Yes, ma'am.
So otherwise, the process is fine. Process is good. So, you can even add one display function.
Yes, ma'am. I try, ma'am.
So those things that you can try. Yes, ma'am. That's fine.
Ma'am, I tried a third program also.
Okay.
This third program.
Okay, this program is about, what is it about? Third program?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the program about, ma'am?
We have to add a list, ma'am. From that, we have to check whether the number is divisible by 5. That number alone we have to put into stack.
So, if the sample content of the list is as follows, then okay, the stack should contain all those numbers which are divisible by 5. That is the concept. So, you have to build a stack with the numbers that are divisible by 5. So, therefore, the list should be scanned from left to right. So, you get divisible numbers that are divisible by 5 will be 10, 25, then you have 60, 35, and 15. So, what will be on the top of the stack will be 15.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, pop function has to return the number having the unit digit 5 from the stack. So, which means you have to print only. Sorry, this question itself is a problem here. I corrected it in my school. So here it should be unit digit 0. Only then you will get the output as 60, 10. It's not unit digit 5.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, unit digit 0 it is. So in that case, out of these 4 or 5 numbers, 15 is on the top of the stack, then 35. Only accessing 15, we can come to 35. After that only we can come to 60. So only after you delete 15, you can access 35. Only after deleting 35, you can come to 60. So now that 60 is ending with unit digit 0. So therefore that need to be printed. Then after that, the next element in the stack in the downward direction is going to be 25, which is not satisfying this condition having the unit digit 0. And here again, so that will be popped from the stack, but it won't be displayed. Okay. Then again come to 10. 10 need to be popped from the stack, which is also ending with 0. Therefore, that need to be printed. So invariably, whether the digit in the stack ends with 0 or not, you have to definitely pop the element. Since it is a stack, only after popping that element, you get an access to the next element in the list. So this need to be taken care. That is all. Yes, ma'am. And one more thing, I have not looked at your program, but general mistake, what we all tend to do or children tend to do is the name of the function should be as given in the question paper, okay, which takes a list as stack n. Therefore, your stack is going to be n, okay, and the list name. So here it says push function is going to take the stack as a parameter and the list of numbers as a parameter. List of the numbers, here there is no mention in the description. What is the name that is given to the list is not given in the description, but the name of the list is informally given in the form of an example. So the list name is M. So in the question paper, all these things will happen in the board paper. Okay, sometimes we get some questions like this too. So in that case, so let the students go through the whole question. If the information is not given directly in the description, tell the students to check for the information even in the example. So the question clearly says, instruct us to use numPush function taking the stack n as its parameter and the above list containing 14 integers. But the name of the list is not given in the description, but it is given as part of example. So therefore, two parameters for this particular function, n comma m. So it has to be used as n comma m. So otherwise in the function header, they will be missing half a mark. Function for the whole function of push, they will be given 1 mark. Pop 1 mark and main function is 1 mark. So if they are going wrong in the function header, very easy to lose half a mark. So 34.5 will be rounded down to 34 only. It will not be rounded up. Okay. But whereas in case of other marks, say for example, if the student has scored 28.5, 28.5 will be rounded to 29. But 34.5 will be rounded down to 34 only. So centum should be a perfect paper. They will expect that at the board exam. So these are some simple things that we need to instruct students, and we have to keep checking like this so that they will put extra care in going through the question. Okay, so it's very easy to learn, at the same time very easy to make more mistakes in the programs. So now we'll get into your program, ma'am.
I tried in some other way, ma'am.
Okay, so you have not done the function, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't follow function.
Okay. Only when you try using functions, we tend to make more mistakes.
Yes, ma'am.
So the more mistakes we make, we will be even more careful in our teaching with students.
Yes, ma'am.
So they will not be making those mistakes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll just look at the logical part of it alone.
Okay, ma'am.
So list of integers. You have initialized the list of integers, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So There are few errors also
Errors,
here.
yes, ma'am.
Amit sir, can you take this question, sir? So for discussion. So madam has done a few mistakes. So anyone can, no, we will just discuss. It's not like pointing or anything. It is just a learning experience. So sir, will you be able to correct it? In if condition, if choice is equal to 1, length is equal to len of n, up to that is fine. For I in range of len, and she has put I percentage 5. Not able to align, sir, amidst your work.
And this, those what is
Your audio is not very clear, Amit sir.
not clear. Is it clear, ma'am? No.
Now it is
Hello?
clear. Now, yes, sir, now it's clear.
So here in the function, we are taking length equal to length of until it will go to the length last element of that. In that is only a counter. Actually, for I in range, it is just a counter. If we can say this as for I in n, it's all the numbers.
Exactly.
So
Again,
based on
ma'am.
the place, ma'am. So based on the place. No, ma'am. In n, it's enough, ma'am. For I in n, it will take one limit.
Sir is telling you to remove range.
We have to check whether the position should be divisible by 5 or the name should be divisible by 5. We have to check that.
It's only the number that is divisible by 5.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Nadia ma'am, did you get it?
No, ma'am. Doubt.
Sir, will you be able to explain her? So I think she has a problem, in len of
Yes,
n and n, how it gets operated.
Uh-huh.
Madam is working
Yes,
with
ma'am.
pandas.
Actually, when we run a loop in a sequence,
Hmm.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This I can understand.
Actually,
ma'am.
as
For
we
loop,
run the loop in sequence,
this I can understand. Now we are going to get element from the list one by one.
Exactly, exactly.
That I can understand, ma'am. I had doubt in with the if condition, ma'am, whether it is correct or wrong.
Other correct dama, other problem illa. That is absolutely fine. But did you understand before you used len?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It cannot be range. So this again, students will do this mistake. It's not that we don't know, but no, with too many work in our mind, we tend to make mistake.
yes, ma'am.
But children cannot afford to make this kind of mistake. Even when we go wrong on the board also, they should be very alert in correcting us,
Yes,
because it is their main prime focus. So therefore, we need to be very careful with the range function, whether it range is required or just for I in n. Are we going to take I as an index or I as a member of that particular list?
yes, ma'am.
So this is one correction that you need to do. Otherwise, is this fine, sir? Can we go with this?
if we are taking only the elements to be added only,
Hmm. And that print stack also need not be given in the loop. That can be very well outside the loop.
Ma'am, just I checked, ma'am, whether the element is
Okay, that
added
is for
or
your
not.
checking.
Check.
Okay, okay. Right,
That's
right.
it.
So choice is equal to 2 underflow. Otherwise, it's fine. Any further enhancements can be done, sir, on this? It's okay. We can stop with this. Okay. Your check. So one half of the question alone is checked, I think. You are putting the numbers that are divisible by 5 in the stack.
Yes, ma'am.
And one more process is left for answering. Did you take care of that? One more process is left, displaying the elements or popping the elements that are having the unit digit 0. So it doesn't mean that the other elements should not be popped. Other elements also should be popped only. But these elements, apart from popping, they need to be printed also. So that portion of it is not answered here.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Children also will make this kind of mistake. When we give a question with some 2-3 concepts tested in a question, they tend to read only half of the question and they miss the other half. Okay, because like us, they are also learning, no? So therefore, they will be definitely making this mistake. So we have to be very careful about it. So give them some 2-3 concepts clubbed together in a program, so
Okay.
that let them get into the habit of properly reading the question, comprehending the question, so that they don't make any mistakes in going through the question. Yes, ma'am. So only that portion is left pending, and you need to do that as a function. Otherwise, concept wise, I think you are comfortable now.
Yes, ma'am.
With little more practice, you will be on track.
Okay, ma'am.
Absolutely no issue. Yes,
Shall I execute, ma'am?
yes.
Upon
Ma'am, can you print the original list before we construct a stack, so that we will know which are all the numbers divisible by 5? Print the list n. Print n once before the loop. Before the loop.
here, ma'am.
Ah. Okay. Enter your choice 1. So you're printing the list. 2 is not divisible. So 10 is added, 13, 17, 25. So you get 10, 25, 60, 35, and 15. So your stack content is fine. Okay. So now having, okay. Now if this is your output, ma'am, for push function, are you convinced about this kind of presentation of your output? Because when it comes to record, we need to have a perfect format to be maintained, because it will be viewed by the external examiner.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how better we can present our output? Come back to your output, ma'am. Yes. So now here, you're having the menu displayed on the screen as push and pop. You're asking for the choice 1, and then you proceed with the printing of list. Now, second time, you're throwing the menu, and here again, I give 1. Just give 1. This is very much possible according to your program, isn't it? When you give 1 again, please enter. So again, what is happening? You are printing the same list only.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So therefore, it is always better to have this kind of initialization, or the print, or the inputs of the original list can be given before your while loop, because you're going to work only on one data.
okay, ma'am.
If you want for in that program, if you're going to only work with the same kind of input, then take the input once before your while loop. Okay. So because it's going to be the same list only, we are going to proceed with push and pop operation. We are not going to keep changing the list. So therefore, this input, it is better to give it before the while loop. So once it will take the input from us, and then we are going to repeatedly work on push and pop operation. So that will be a better presentation. You try giving that.
So I have to cancel this and
அதெல்லாம் இருக்கட்டும். That should be under while only. I am talking about n. I am talking about the list creation, n.
this and
That count. Yes, that statement. Let that be before your loop. அது condition, before loop, before looping.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now we have one input, the whole program is going to work with the same input only, whether it is push or pop. So we have just given that before the loop. Now you run the program and see. Take a fresh shell. Go to close this one. Close this ideally shell. Yes. And you please print. Where are you printing? Let print also happen before. You print that list once. Close this one. Close this ideally shell. After n is equal to, add one print statement. That print statement, let it come before. This is not going to be altered, right?
Yes,
Stack only is going to be altered. And the stack printing also can be okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Proceed. Yes. Now see how neat it is. So you're able to find the difference between the previous output and the current output.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay. And again, another correction here. According to the question says you construct. I am giving you a list of integers. Okay. You construct a stack containing all the elements that are divisible by 5.
yes, ma'am.
So ultimately, I know the basic maths. So therefore, I know which are all the elements should appear in the stack. So we will not. So there is no point in messaging that this is not divisible. This is not divisible. It is not divisible. Obviously, when the elements are not included in stack, it is very obvious that those elements are not divisible by 5. So therefore, the statement in the else part that I is not divisible by that also you can remove for better output presentation. Nothing wrong.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, but the more statements that you add, it will ultimately dilute the presentation format.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you run the program and see. Yes. Now again, the third correction. Why should I have 10 first, then 10, 20? Every stage you are printing, no. This can also be avoided and final printing alone can be done.
Okay.
That is outside your for loop. Yes.
And
Fine, perfect. Now run the program and see in a new ideation.
okay. Yes, ma'am.
That's fine. Now pop. So as of now, you're popping all the elements. You're not checking for the unit digit 0. That's okay. Now again give pop. Then you can stop the process. Say you give 3. It
didn't
comes
do
out of the loop. When will it come out of the thing? Enter your choice. You are asking for the choice. Okay.
No,
How will you come out of the loop?
yes, ma'am. I didn't check to ma'am. Here was else part I have to give. ma'am.
Illa kanna, illa. Else, okay.
Give break, ma'am.
Else break, you need to have, and the say you have framed the loop as choice C is equal to Y, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
If the C is equal to Y in kudukarache, what should happen here? You need to get the value of C. Depending on the C's value only, you're going to proceed or come out of the loop. So therefore, you need to get the C value inside the loop. See, it is an indentation error only. You have done the process, but due to this indentation, it is just gone out. So on the else kuda you can take it out. Else is not required here.
This part, ma'am.
Yes. So now you have 2 variables. C for continuing the loop. Choice is for choosing between 1 or 2. Correct? There are 2 variables that you're using. One is for the loop to repeatedly get executed. That variable is C. Another one is choice variable, which is helping us to choose the operation push or pop. So you have taken the value for choice, but you have not taken, the problem is with the indentation for this particular C variable. You have done that, but it is the indentation error. Now C is going to get another input. If that input happens to be Y, it proceeds with the loop. Otherwise, it comes out of the loop. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now run the program and see. Indentation correct on parangla. Once again, you just check whether this indentation is correct. The C is equal to input is under which block?
I'm giving within the else block, ma'am.
Now it is actually under else part of elif.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? It should be a common statement for both choice 1 and 2.
Okay, ma'am.
It should neither be under if nor under elif. It should be common for if and elif. Yes, now it is correct.
Shall I give no,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes. Yes, கொடுங்க. கொடுத்துட்டு just move on to pop function. Why no? No means it comes out of the loop.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I want to proceed with the second operation of stack. Rerun the program.
Shall I give push operation?
Push. Yes. Now you got required elements that are divisible by 5 in the list. Now pop. I want to continue. Yes. Right. Pop. Absolutely fine. So now again once more pop. Now what is the no. Why you should give no?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, you should take your time. This is perfect. Yes. Beautiful. That's it. Pop. So after, now what is there on the top of the stack? To start with, 15 was there on the top of the stack. So during the first pop operation, madam has removed the top element, that is 15. Now, after removing 15, 35 will be on the top of the stack. Now, the second operation is fetching her the second element. Therefore, now what is the top element? The top element is now, after the two pop operation,
60, ma'am.
60. Very good. That's all. You can stop your process here now. Okay. Now let me come to the record portion of it. Say now this is our record program. Okay. So how are we going to, because for the record in 12th standard, they have to take printouts. So how I take in my school, I'll just share it here. So that way, all 12th standard teachers, you can share if it is not the same way. So that whichever is better and convenient for all of us, we can use that method. So now how I do in my school is, I,
Stop sharing.
Enama?
Shall I give stop
No,
sharing?
no, don't stop sharing.
Okay.
What you do, you copy this output. Manually, output should start from the original list. 2, 10. Block it. Select it, ma'am. Select it, no. Not from there. You can start from 2. Yes, that is where your output begins. Yes.
Okay.
You can stop up to N. No need for the chill prompt also.
Okay.
Copy.
Yes, ma'am. I have copied, ma'am.
Copied. Now I use WordPad. So just go to WordPad. WordPad, you can type.
WordPad. Okay.
Sorry, okay, anything is fine. But I am not very sure of Word's font size. WordPad, it will be reasonably good. So Word or WordPad, anything is fine. WordPad. But don't use Notepad. Font will be very, very big. Paste here. Okay. So now just now we have copied the output. Now we can save this file as a Word document. Say the name of the program that you have given is p1.py. This can be p1.document. Okay, p1 something. So in a particular folder, we can tell students to name it. Now our output file is created. Yes. So for taking printout, what I tell them, just go to your Explorer, no ma'am. Where you have saved your file, just go to that folder. Choose your PY file. PY file. Word document usually you can open and give print. That's not an issue. Go to your PY file. Your Python file. Not through Python, through your Explorer. Through the Explorer.
Yes, ma'am. Where I have saved, I forget.
Illa ma'am, you have saved this file in which folder?
Python 39.
Don't save your file in the wherever the software is default installed. You can choose your D drive or E drive. Some drive you choose for your files.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, either or file. Okay, say 22, 23, you can put your file.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now go to that Explorer, go to that path. Yes. Locate that file. Just yes, right click on the file. Open with WordPad. Open with WordPad. So I can open this file in WordPad so that program printout, and already we had pasted our output in a WordPad file. That also can be taken printout together. So now the PY file, program file is ready, output file is ready. So these two files can be taken a print.
Asking some option, ma'am.
More apps. Go to more apps and choose WordPad. WordPad irukume.
Yes, ma'am.
Just scroll down or Word, anything is fine. Okay. So yeah.
It has come. Thank you,
So
ma'am.
you will have only one program per file. Maybe for practicing you are having too many programs, that's okay. But let us get into the habit of just having only one program in one PY file.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Sure.
ma'am. So, yeah. So this way, as usual, you know how to take the print. So take the print of your program, take the
Yes.
print of the output file. This is what I follow. And
Okay.
in our school, in DAV group of schools, we have a record. So, but in some city schools, they simply file the program and output. They don't write anything on the record. In our school, we have a record. We have a pattern for that. We will tell them to write problem definition. Then we will tell them to paste the program output. We will do a full pasting of our program output,
Okay.
program and output. Then finally, so that is all. Only one sentence I will write about what in the problem definition, which is nothing but aim.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can call it as aim or problem definition. You know, we have our own pattern. No, we can follow that. There is no hard and fast rule with respect to record.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so otherwise, you can even file whatever has been a usual practice in your board exam, for the board exam students, you can follow that. Okay, so anybody else has got any other suggestion? If you feel that this is a lengthy way, you can please.
Namaste.
Namaste, Vidya ma'am.
Just a suggestion.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, even what we can do, no, in the Python file, while they were working and getting the output, immediately the code they can control A and select it. And whether it's a Word or WordPad, whatever may be there, they can paste it. Down, whatever the output they are getting, that also they can select and paste it. So it will become a single Word file.
Single file.
And that will be easy for them to remember.
Yes, exactly.
More than finding the path, etc. It will be easy. The moment they are getting the output correct, immediately we can ask them. And usually board exam, we have to suggest
Take a
them to
separate sheet,
write the roll number, P1 or something, they can give the name.
Yes,
so that
exactly.
it can be identified easily. This is
So
one of my-
exactly. So this is
And
a beautiful suggestion. So instead of
one
having
more
it as a
minor-
two different files, we can have all of them in a Single file, word
First
file or
program
WordPad file.
separately, second program separately, P1, P2, and with their exam number.
That is,
So that it will
ma'am,
be-
you are telling about instead of keeping .py separately and another
yes.
output as a separate file, we can have it as a
Anyway,
single file.
PY file will be saved in their folder. For
Exactly.
taking the printout, instead of having two, they can have
The
it
same
simply-
file, in the same file, they can
It
do.
will be easy for them to take the
Take
print.
the print. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. One more, my request, if time permits, you please discuss the question pattern, etc., ma'am. If it is, so that last day we can keep for overall discussions, etc. The last day we are having, since we started with the record discussion, I thought if time is there, just a hint about the pattern, that question paper pattern. Already you are discussing in each class regarding the question pattern. Still one more overall view, if you have
Sure,
given
one
no,
sample paper.
last day we together will have a general class where we will discuss all the things whatever happened.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
And I think this function files may take one more day.
Yes, yes, yes.
Files, especially 3 types of files. No?
Yes,
So
yes,
last day I thought we can keep it as a reserve
Okay.
so that we will have a discussion.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you.
Done,
Thank you.
done. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Is this fine or any other suggestion you have or whatever is the practice done in your school also can be shared here? Amit sir, you follow the same thing? Amit sir, Hariharan sir?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we take the printouts and also students will use to write also.
But you tell them to write also?
Yeah, actually after practicing, because in our lab that pen drive things it's not working out. So what we do is we make them practice and also we share in one common drive and then from that we take the printout.
So they won't be taking printouts, sir?
Mostly they won't take printout. They will be noting down in their classroom notes.
Okay, so you are not questioned by the external examiner for this?
No, ma'am. We have a separate practical note for maintaining this all these records. So in our records, we'll use to write the programs, and we'll use to give the output also. We'll write in the left side. As per the old fashion, we keep on continuing. We are not taking any printouts for records.
For the board exam, you will take the printer.
No, ma'am. For practical notes, practical file which you are maintaining, that practical file only we are not taking any printouts. We are the students are writing the programs and they are writing the output also.
No,
Okay.
on the board exam
On the board
day,
exam
we are
date?
Board exam date, ma'am. Board exam date also when they
Yes,
have usually they will write only, ma'am. They won't take any
Okay.
printouts. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This is those teachers who are following the taking printout. It is one of the suggestions we are giving, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
So, or depending upon the different resources available at different places, you can take a call on this. That's fine. So, thank you, Nadia ma'am. Thank you. Very nice of you for sharing the screen. Thank you. Nadia ma'am, are you in the call? Nadia ma'am? Okay. Hari sir, will you be able to share the screen? I'll give you the co-host right.
Ma'am?
So can you share the solution on the screen?
Okay, ma'am, but in Word only I typed, ma'am.
That's
First
okay,
program
sir.
log-
That's okay. No issue.
Okay, ma'am.
That's okay.
Sorry for inconvenience, ma'am. Network issue, ma'am. That's why.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nadia ma'am. Very nice of you to share the screen.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. But I tried only first and last, ma'am.
No issue, sir. No issue. So can we
That
have
last
a program, sir? That last one also we have discussed.
Okay.
Yes. We will now start with the program, sir. So now the question is, like how Nadia ma'am had already shared the solution. So this is again, sir is again showing his solution to us. So does it make any difference in these two solutions? So I think both are the same.
But ma'am, I think tried full that runnable version, ma'am. But I go with only that
No, no, we are
answer
looking
version.
at, that's okay, sir. It is only the content that we are looking at.
Yes, ma'am.
Each one's approach is different. That is okay. So book dot append of BK is fine. Def pop, okay, you're checking for underflow. And one new thing that I found in his solution is, now this is a very interesting approach. The book dot pop will return the topmost tuple, and sir is unpacking them. So this is again a nice thinking. So it may not be done this way. So but this is an appreciable approach actually. So book dot pop, we could have easily stopped with print of book dot pop. That will print in the form of a tuple. So sir wanted to have a presentable output. So he is unpacking it into variables and then finally printing those two variables separately. So this is a very much appreciated approach. So it's good. Very nice. So then we will now move on to the last question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So there were only 3 questions and 2 questions. Okay, now this is the last question. So can you go to the question? Yes. Now this is exactly given in, this is a textbook question. Sumita Arora, those who are following Sumita Arora, this question is there in the exercise. This question is there in the exercise. Sir, will you be able to share the screen? Okay, okay. Yeah, you're sharing only. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So now consider an empty stack of strings. Sir, will you be able to take us through this solution? So please take us through the solution, sir. So can you discuss the answer? The question says,
Yes, ma'am.
the question says,
Consider an empty stack of strings. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
so we have those strings PP, QQ, RR, SS, some set of strings we have that
Yes,
need to
ma'am.
be pushed onto the stack only in the order they appear from left to right.
Left to right. Okay.
So we have to access the input only from left to right. That is one indication in the question or direct given in the question. And also let X indicates a push operation and Y indicates a pop operation. Express the operations in terms of X and Y to produce the following output. Input is given to us, output is also given to us. So we have to represent the in-between process from input to that will take us from input to output. That process needs to be expressed in terms of X and Y. That is the question all about. So sir has beautifully given input. The list of input is given here and the expected output is also given. To get this output, what are the different processes we have? So first is,
so from left to right, we start pushing, ma'am. So first 3 operation PP, QQ, RR. Because we need to follow this order, no, ma'am. Output trouble or I need to first extract pop out first. So that's why I inserted 3 element, first 3 element, ma'am. So in blue color, P, Q, Q, RR. So first 3 element inserted. Now I want that RR to be the first one that I popped. So I represented using Y.
sir, shouldn't be X operation. Double P should be X, no, sir. X represents push, no.
Yes, ma'am. Double X only, ma'am.
You have given it as Y. Your answer is correct. Anna, in the table you have given it as Y, no, sir. Not there. I'm talking about the first element. The first element.
No, ma'am. From top I insert, ma'am. First this is PPX. This is only the first step, ma'am. From last I'm going one by one.
Okay, I have to look at from bottom to top. Okay,
yes,
okay,
bottom.
yes. So that. So this is your stack. The blocks that you're showing here is a stack. Am I right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this block represents the stack. As of now, to begin with, the stack is empty. Am I right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the stack is empty. We have some set of strings.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first element is now taken from left to right. which is double P.
Yes, ma'am. First I inserted, ma'am.
Yes. Now, therefore, the stack is having only one element as of now after this operation. That is X operation. Yes.
Next QQ, ma'am.
Yes.
I inserted. Next RR I inserted, ma'am.
Yes.
So in the output, first we need to have that double R as the first one. So I just popped out Y. So it came
Yes.
as the first, that output stack, it came as the first, ma'am.
At this stage, what is the content of the stack, sir?
Before popping out,
After popping.
so after popping, PPQR, ma'am.
No, after popping, you will have PP and QQ. Am I right, sir? R is
yes,
taken
ma'am.
out. No.
Yes, ma'am. This is the stack, ma'am. After popping.
Yes. So, sir, will you be able to type the operations first, because you have put everything all under one step?
Okay, ma'am.
Maybe
One by
confusing.
step by step I will go,
Step by
ma'am.
step, you please put push PP.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
No, sir, you can put it as a statement also.
Okay, ma'am.
Just put it as a statement.
From question
yes,
we
there.
know, ma'am. This one. Okay.
Okay.
So first
Yeah.
step, we need to push PP, ma'am. So
Yes.
push PP into stack. So first step. So next QQ, ma'am.
Yes.
Second step.
Please type it, sir.
So next to push double R. Okay. So now in the output screen, the double R will be the first one, ma'am. So now if you pop the double R, it will be in the next stack as the first element. So now I'm just to pop double R. So here I can maintain one stack for this output.
Output is now taken out. Now this RR has come out of the stack. So your
Yes, ma'am.
stack will be having only QQ on the top
Yes, ma'am.
and then PP.
Now I can delete, ma'am, this two.
And sir, you just continue. So let us
Okay,
have the steps.
Okay, ma'am. So next I will see that next output stack, ma'am. Next to TT, the next element. So I'm seeing the output screen. So now then in between SS is there, ma'am. So just I will push. Yes. Okay. Next, before popping, I should insert that double T also. So once again, I'm pushing double T. So now here output screen, I want that double T as the next element. So I'm popping double T. So now first two element came. Then one more is there, it's a WW. Okay. But here double S only will be there. Okay. So after TT, double S will be there, ma'am. So here, if I'm popping that double T, then anyway, next element will be that double S. So I'm just popping that double S also. So based on the output only, I'm just going on that operation.
Yes, correct, sir. What you're doing is fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
So next to push WW. So it will be my last there.
So
push
therefore, your
WW.
stack content at this point will be from top to bottom.
Yes, ma'am. PPQQ will be there. Then RR I extracted. Then SS also I popped. So first two element only will be there. Now third will be the W, ma'am.
Okay.
So now just checking that output. So next QQ will be there. So anyway, first two element will be the QQ and PP.
Exactly. So
next
from top to bottom, if you view the stack, you will get WW, then QQ and PP as stack content. Now you're going to do all the pop operations.
Pop operation.
Exactly.
Now pop QQ, next pop PP.
Yes. Now this every step is represented in terms of X and Y.
Yes.
Therefore, you get the output as
Yes, here I represented, ma'am, everything X, Y,
yes.
Y.
Triple X, one single Y, double X, double Y, X, double Y. So this was actually given the textbook only. So I thought, okay, this was a very nice question for students to. We will understand from students whether they have understood the stack concept clearly or not.
But while reading, I'm not understanding the question, ma'am, because Sumitra Arora new to me, but I browsed the content, but they are given that some permuted something keyword is there, then only can easily understand. But seeing the question paper, something confused only, ma'am.
But no, again, second visit of the question, if you look at it, sir,
Yes,
the stack is actually an empty string only. No, empty. The stack is considered to be empty. Just go to the
Ah.
question, no, sir.
Ah,
So
yes.
the same problem I found in my students also. That's why I wanted to share it with you also. So consider an empty stack of strings. At this point, it is very clear that the stack is empty.
Yes, ma'am.
So now that the stack is empty, the question says there are some strings existing and you scan the strings only from left to right.
Left to right, yes.
Now X indicates push and Y indicates pop. I want to get an output like this. So represent the operation.
Yeah.
So this again happens in, no, this is again a hot question. So here the question is not, the problem is with in comprehending the question. So this is what I said, rather than asking, now this comes in a theory question, a theory. I said, no, in the board paper, 2 marks for theory and 3 marks for program. Now we have been discussing on the programs. Now this 2-mark question can be one such question also. When we test the students, what is the principle of a stack? Explain the stack operation by taking an example. If you are going to make our question like this, I'm very sure that every child will be able to write definitely 99% they will give correct answers only. So we have to train them to think this way also. So let us frame some questions at least for 1 mark. Say if the 2-mark question, at least for 1 mark, we can test some HOTS kind of question for them to read the question, comprehend the question correctly, and then proceed with the operation. Ultimately, they are going to do the same push and pop only, because we are discussing only about stack. But if you're going to frame such questions, it becomes interesting and challenging for them. Children would love to solve this. And ultimately, we have to bring them to our subject. Amidst their maths, physics, and chemistry, how do we bring them to our subject? We have to make them feel that there are a lot to practice and understand in computer science. Nothing much to read. But this kind of question will give them one, feeling that they need to understand the concept clearly and practice the concepts in the system on a regular basis. 2 days once, if we are able to successfully make them practice in the system, nothing like that teachers. They will definitely gain the subject, and for years, for their lifetime, they will be having higher regards for you. Just believe me, it is out of experience I'm telling you. They will, we will be like gods for them in their language. So they will come back to us. Anytime, they will think about us, at least a message. They will definitely come back to us. Ma'am, it's because of you I learned this, or sir, because of you I learned this, and now I got positioned in, I have my placement in this particular company, and I am able to reach this level. It's only because of the fundamentals that you have given me. They will come back with that gratitude. So that it is for that we are here as teachers. That gives immense pleasure for us to listen from them. So that I think as teachers, you all would agree. That is such a nice feeling, which even our children will not be, our own son or daughter, we will not be able to get that kind of feeling. But from a student, we hear some words, definitely we feel so happy. We feel so happy. So this kind of questions, you can try framing. Okay. So again,
Ma'am,
thank you so
here,
much.
this output we can achieve, ma'am. I think some other permutation they are giving that cannot be achieved also is there in that, I think, ma'am. This output possible when you are moving this operation, but they are giving it not possible output also is there.
Not possible output, how is it possible, sir?
If you do multiple push and pop operation, something is not okay, ma'am. So while browsing,
let us not get into that Google and all. So when we go with the concept, this is the solution. What you have done is perfect.
Okay. So
This
there
is
one
the
more
solution.
example they given, ma'am, which is not achievable. That's why I told. Ma'am.
What is that example, sir?
I browsed, but it is not there. Okay, so take time to browse that one. Okay.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So let
okay,
me.
Okay, ma'am. Parallel I will do, ma'am. If I'm getting, I will share and show, ma'am.
Oh, sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So too many, too many methods or discussing about the. So let us get logics from students, and we will discuss those logics. If we are going to say, supposing if I have a program, I'm giving you a question, and I say method 1 to solve the program is this, method 2 to solve the same program is this, method 3. I am giving 3 or 4 options for the same question. That will confuse the student. So always with respect to programs, more than we sharing the solution to them, 1 or 2, 3 models you show them. Make them understand thoroughly the base concept. And let us hear from them more solutions, like how we did today. This is again a demonstration for our own class. Okay, so this is what as teachers we have to follow. So it's, I told you some of you to share the screen. I told you to, so let us encourage, because as elders with a lot of experience, okay, in graduation, we would have definitely done our seminars at least no, once or twice during our graduation or post-graduation. But in spite of that, we are hesitant to share the screen. We are hesitant to speak, including me. If I am attending some other seminar, I will not open up like how some of you opened up now. I will not open. I'll be the last person. Only when I'm forced to answer, I will answer. I am also of that type only. Okay. So, but now, no, we have to make such students, encourage students to volunteer for sharing the solution. So that encouraging words is very, very important. So we are not going to tell them, no, this is not a correct logic. So let us not say that. At least some portion. Let them stand blank before the board. We will give the instructions to them. Let them translate that instruction in the form of a Python statement. So how can we say the child, say for example, the child doesn't know how to print the elements in the list. Tell them, you create a list. So when I say creating a list, that list creation can happen as a direct assignment statement. Say n is equal to, list of numbers can be given. Otherwise, if it is if the child is little intelligent, the child will not go for n is equal to direct assignment. The child will definitely go for accepting it, isn't it? So for I in range of something, say for I in range of x, okay, n dot append of input of, so int of input of. So that way they can go for creating the list. So you give them the instruction, let them decide what is the statement. If the student is writing n is equal to, yes, that is absolutely fine. This can also be done. If you want to make that as a generalized program, always encourage them to do a generalized program. If it is a generalized program, how do we write a generalized program? Make it the same thing. We are going to make them write as a generalized program. How? Take the number of elements that you want to accept, then give them the string. So let them at least think a while before the board. Let every child get a chance. Let every child get a chance. This cannot happen on a daily basis. At least in a week, we can ensure that some 2 periods or 3 periods, randomly we are pulling some 1 or 2 students to write programs on the board, to try out programs on the board. And this exercise is definite for 11th standard student. 11th is very, very difficult for us. It is our KG nursery class. It is our LKG, UKG class only. So we have to take them from that scratch. And then in 12th standard, if you are going to give some challenging questions, or the post no, towards after half yearly, we can train 11th standard students also to with some difficult questions. So you teach a simple thing, trigger them with the knowledge of thinking for a complicated question. So that triggering only we should do. We are not going to give solution, but we should also be ready with the solution. When I'm asking you a solution, I should also be ready with the solution. I have all the solutions with me. Only then the practical difficulty of solving that problem, where I have gone wrong in solving that question or framing that question, both we will be able to catch. So let us always, before you post the question, let us be prepared for the answer. We be prepared for the answer. Then you give them the assignment. Give them 1 or 2 days time. Let them think. And in a class of 40 or in a class of 20, not everybody is going to listen to us. Say 20 students in a class of 40, if I'm going to have some 20 students or 50% of class listening to us, we have to work with the other 50% only. Always our target should be the low achievers. Intelligent student, with any teacher, with Google, with some input from the teacher, they will be able to pick up. Our challenge is to make a low achiever who is not getting the logic, to make them think and do the program. So when you take it to that extent, I'm sure children will definitely gain confidence in us. They will like us. They'll be definitely, they'll be very, very happy, and that you can feel even in the class with the way they interact, with the way they speak to us. They will run to us even during the break time. So this kind of feeling we will be able to definitely understand. So this from the students, they will be reflecting it. Their happiness, they will reflect it. No student will say she's a very good teacher in front of us. No student will say. We can't hear it from any student directly during their course of 11 and 12 in 11 and 12 or during their course in their school. They will realize the teachers, they will have high regards for the teacher only when they step into the college. That too after the first year of college. They will come back to us for sure. So that will reflect us. Okay, we have done a fair job to our student. So children are coming to us with this feedback. That gives a push for us to proceed with other batches. That's how we are successfully doing some 16 years or 20 years, 25 years of service. Teachers are, how are they able to complete? By God's grace, if everything goes well, no health issues, they are happily completing 25 years or 30 years of their service in the school as teachers. So it is the children, no students' words that keeps us pushing or marching forward. So for that, we need to be very, very strong in our programming skill, and that is bit that comes only by practice. That comes only by practice. So whether we handle higher class or a primary class, wherever you deal with programs, it need not be Python, because I understood from this batch of teachers, some teachers are also handling primary. Primary teachers' role is very important, very important. So at primary and as senior teachers, please guide your junior teachers also to insist more on the thinking skill. Let it be Excel also. Excel also we can make them think. So the process is about building the logic. This building the logic as 11th, from when they come to 11th, we are finding it extremely challenging to build that skill. Okay, so that logic only we need to bring. So how are we going to build that logic? So we need to give them some complicated question only. It is through that only we can make them think. Okay, so I would like to just take one question to discuss.
Now I share ma'am that question, one example.
Yes, sir,
The other-
sure.
Okay.
I'm going to share. I think it is there in the assignment also. I will just share.
Screen visible ma'am now?
Yes, sir.
That the first example we can achieve ma'am 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but the
Okay.
next one it's
Okay.
saying 1, 5, 1, 5, 4, 6, 2, 3 is not achieved ma'am. If it is 1, 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, it can be achieved ma'am. That last 2, 3 cannot be achieved.
So
It
1,
will be
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the sequence of numbers. He says 1, 5, 4. 1, 5, 4, 6, 2, 3 cannot be output.
yes,
Cannot be
ma'am.
your output. As 2 is pushed much before 3. What he says. We
So
have
if it is 3, 2 means it will be achieved ma'am, because the first 2, 3 only the order. If you take out, first 3 will come out, then only 2 will come. So this order not to last 2 is not possible ma'am. If it is 1, 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, it's possible.
Is it in the same? Okay, sir. Even I'll come to your point also. It is 1, 5, 4.
Yes ma'am.
The top element is what?
Now I will explain ma'am
Okay.
this one.
Now the first one is fine, sir. The
Yes
second
ma'am.
solution he says 3, 2, 5, isn't it? 3, 2, 5,
6, 4, that
6, 4, 1. That solution is also possible. Correct.
this 1,
I mean,
5, 4, 6, 2, 3 alone not
1,
possible.
5, 4. You say that it is not possible because of 2 and 3. If it is changed as 3, 2, you say that it is possible. Am I right, sir?
Yes ma'am.
I think it is even then it is not possible, sir.
Oh,
ஏன் தெரியுமா? இங்க
Yes,
பாருங்களேன். 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and we have the order, right?
yes ma'am.
We will be pushing 1.
Yes ma'am.
Then we will be pushing 2, 3, 4.
Yes ma'am.
Then I will be pushing 5.
Yes
Now
ma'am.
you take out 5.
Yes ma'am.
அப்படின்னா 5 தான் முதல்ல வரும். You cannot start with 1. Am I right, sir? So it's
yes,
not
no, already-
that இல்ல 2, 3
already
நால
my-
மட்டும் கிடையாது. 1 அங்க
Okay.
தப்பு. It's due to that 1 also you will not get this output.
No ma'am, one initially itself I will popping out means it will go to the next stack line.
Oh, அப்படி வரீங்க. Correct. Okay,
yes.
okay. So 1 is pushed, 1 is popped. Okay,
yes,
therefore
ma'am.
you get that one.
Yes,
Next is 2, 3. 4, 5, correct. Then
yes,
5
ma'am.
is popped, 4 is popped.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what is left is 2 and 3 will be left in the stack.
Yes,
Then you
that's
are pushing 6.
yes, ma'am.
Appo, yes, sir, what you said is right. It should be 3, 2, correct.
Yes, ma'am.
It should be 3, 2.
Yes.
So now this kind of questions, when we discuss in teachers forum also, it gives for a good feeling to discuss a nice question. Isn't it, sir? Nice it is. So this is very nice.
Okay.
This is from Code Night. So we can even go through this blog.
No, okay, actually, I Google search that question, ma'am, because I am following Suprita. The first time itself, I get something, some not usual question, ma'am. That's why I browsed. I got this content. From that, I extracted that code. I think even Sumitra Arora also is followed some foreign author book. I think, ma'am, they got that's example from the foreign author. I think this was one of the foreign author.
They will also, any
yes, ma'am.
material for that matter, it's like that only.
Okay.
When I prepare a material, when you prepare a material, or even Sumitra Arora, whoever it is, we will have to refer to some books.
Yes.
So that credit actually goes to those authors only.
Okay.
So Code Night is good. It is good. Okay, I haven't tried it. Yeah, this is good. Okay. So the same way, Geeks for Geeks. That
yes,
site is also good. So then w3schools.com is also good. So you can just browse some sites for getting a good idea of the question. So even if it is going to be a 35-mark paper also, it used to take us some 4 or 5 of us to set a question paper. So if it is a full paper, I used to spend some 6 to 7 hours to prepare the question paper for a 70-mark paper. So roughly, the children will be writing the exam only for 3 hours, but we will have to spend double the time or sometimes much more than that for setting up the question. So otherwise, it becomes very easy to take from sample papers and give it to them. In no matter, we can finish it off, but that is not our challenge. We have to, it becomes our responsibility to give them the logical skill. So that logical skill is very important. And Vidya ma'am is going to take you through such sessions for general programs also. So mainly we are focusing on, because as teachers, most of you will be knowing the concept. We have to focus on framing the questions. And we also have to have more practice so that it becomes comfortable for us to frame the question as well. And once we understand the weak areas of the student, it becomes even more easier for us to test only those weak areas. So our objective is not making them to score good marks in computer science during the classroom exams or during the school exam. We are going to give them the training for 2 years. 2 years of Python course they are going to learn. End of the board exam, our average will be the best average. They can take it for granted. It is going to just happen. Okay. So nice, sir. Thank you very much for sharing such a nice question, and we had a good discussion about this. Nice.
Thank you.